This is a production of South Dakota Public Broadcasting, made possible by the Friends of SDPB. Pledge your support for quality programming. Call Friends at 800-333-0789 or donate online at sdpb.org. You may purchase this video and many others online at our website. Click on Shop SDPB. And thank you.
This high school activities championship event is conducted under the auspices of the South Dakota High School Activities Association.
Welcome to another afternoon of basketball in South Dakota. State A variety from Spearfish, South Dakota, the campus of Black Hills State University at the Donald E. Young Activity Center. John Siebert, Gary Ellevolt for day 2 of the South Dakota State A Girls Basketball Championships. And Gary, we have a very exciting day full of basketball for folks all around the state and around the world.
It was a fascinating day of basketball yesterday. We had 3 games that were decided fairly early, and then the last game of the day, luck would have it, went to overtime. The semifinal round should be very good. We've got a couple of good games of the afternoon session as well. As the consolation round, of course, we'll make up the first 2 games today. We've got Garretson and Pine Ridge, a couple of teams in here, John, with, I think, something to prove that they belong in the state tournament and can make some noise while they're here.
Well, and for Pine Ridge, it's just a matter of hoping the shots fall today. We saw Pine Ridge yesterday shoot 32% from the field and just layup after layup. I don't know if I've ever seen layups go be that far down the cylinder and then spin out. Just a tough day of shooting for Pine Ridge against Sioux Valley yesterday. And for Garretson, they ran into the juggernaut that is St. Thomas More.
There are some people around here, some very well-versed people in the game of basketball who think St. Thomas More will run the table in this tournament. There's no way in the world anyone can predict that with any certainty, but they may... In fact, I can't think of any mistakes that St. Thomas More made in their game. They were just so loaded. They had so many things go their way yesterday that it was just an incredible exhibition for the number 1 seed.
Well, it really was. And they have the size, the speed, the quickness, and what you like about St. Thomas More, Gary, is the fact that they don't have 1 or 2 players that are carrying the team.
Right.
You know, and usually get to the state tournament and you find defenses that are geared to stop your number 1 player, and then if your number 2 player has a bad game, you know, you usually get beat. St. Thomas More, they've got 5 kids on the floor all the time that can score, can rebound, can play defense. Very solid basketball team, but we have some other teams there in that semifinal round tonight that's going to give them a run for the money.
First semifinal game, of course, will be St. Thomas More taking on Sioux Valley. The second game of the evening will feature Winner and Elk Point Jefferson. Winner, an overtime decision over Mt Vernon-Plankinton on Thursday night. Mt Vernon-Plankinton coming up a little bit later this afternoon as they take on Webster in the second game of the consolation round. And really, you get to this level, there are no givens. Anything can happen really in the game of basketball, but you have 8 teams that are somewhat equally matched. You've got, and especially teams who haven't seen each other play all year, you've got games that could go in 1,000 different directions.
Well, you really do, and what you hope for is that your team plays their best basketball here at the state tournament, catch a few breaks along the way. You know, and Pine Ridge is a very good basketball team. They just didn't catch some breaks yesterday. Right. Same, you know, and same thing for the teams that lost yesterday. I mean, it was just a matter of a few breaks here or there. And, you know, when you get to the state tournament, you have to catch some breaks along the way to get here.
Yes.
And once you get here, you know, everybody has to play their best game in order for you to win the state championship.
The Garretson Blue Dragons are winners of Region 3A, a region that had some teams that struggled, admittedly. They got the win over Madison to get here. Pine Ridge was a winner in their region, and they are representing Region 5A, or make that 7A, excuse me, as the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes and the Garretson Blue Dragons get set to do battle in this first consolation round game of the South Dakota High School Activities Association Class A State Girls Basketball Tournament. Another big day of basketball ahead. I'm as pumped as you, sir.
Well, we can't wait to get everything going, get it cranked up. Let's get it on. Let's get some basketball played here at Spearfish.
All right, inside the Donald Young Center, we will keep you updated on the Class AA and Class B tournaments going on as well. The B schools meeting in Huron, and just down the road from Huron in Brookings, the Class AA tournament. Let's get the story from today's game, starting lineups and more from our public address announcer, Scott Jensen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from the Donald Young Center on the campus of Black Hills State University in Spearfish. The South Dakota High School Activities Association welcomes you to this session of the State A Girls High School Basketball Tournament. Good sportsmanship on the part of coaches, players, and spectators is crucial to the future of athletics at all levels. Along with its corporate partners, Sanford Health, First Premier Bank Card, Farmers Union Insurance Agency, Billion Automotive, and the South Dakota Army National Guard, supports the need for proper behavior on the part of everyone in athletics. Be a sport and support good sportsmanship during these state basketball tournament games. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand to honor the flag of our country? Please join in singing our national anthem. It is played by the Lee Deadwood High School Band under the direction of Mick Dragoo. We would remind all in attendance that the proper respect is to remove your cap or hat, face the flag, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may salute the flag. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the visiting team on the scoreboard.
Make that dream a reality. This opportunity of a lifetime means absolutely nothing if you don't take advantage of it now. If you want to become the best, push yourself and you will find results, Lady Thorpes. Ladies and gentlemen, the South Dakota High School Activities Association, the City of Spearfish, Spearfish High School, and Black Hills State University proudly present to you the Region 7 champions, the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes.
And now let's meet the home team on the scoreboard.
Right now, you just can't survive on talent alone. It'll come down to your heart. It's about who can go out there and play the hardest, who can go out there and play the smartest. You need to go out there and take it to them, Blue Dragons. Ladies and gentlemen, the South Dakota High School Activities Association, the City of Spearfish, Spearfish High School, and Black Hills State University proudly present to you the Region 3 champions, the Garretson Blue Dragons.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll meet each team's cheerleaders. First, the cheerleaders for the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes. Caitlin Martin. Angelique Lopez. Sierra Bagola. Caitlin DeSursa. Nolani Big Crow. Ferris Whitebull. Jordan Red Cloud. Tara Bettiloon. And Destiny Richards. Cheerleading coach is Tricia Tyan Brewer. And now the cheerleaders for the Garretson Blue Dragons. Jessica Benson. Brianna Bodelberg, and Jara Sands. The cheerleading coach for the Dragons, Shelley Long. And now let's introduce, in an alternating fashion, the starting lineups for both teams. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 12 for the Lady Thorpes, Cassandra Blackhorn. For the Blue Dragons, a guard, a 5'6" senior, number 4, Tila Carnicle. At guard for the Lady Thorpes, a 5'6" junior, number 15, JoBeth Morissette. At guard for the Blue Dragons, a 5'6" sophomore, number 12, Jaden Bly. At forward for the Lady Thorpes, a 5'9" junior, number 21, Lynette Bettyloon. For the Blue Dragons, a guard, 5'5" junior, number 20, Tisha Carnigal. At guard, a 5'7" senior, number 32 for the Lady Thorpes, Santana Whitedress. For the Blue Dragons, a forward at 5'6", a junior, number 24, Brianna Mutter. And for the Lady Thorpes, at guard, a 5'2" sophomore, number 33, Shailene Richard. And for the Blue Dragons, a forward, a 5'11" senior, number 50, Haley Edmondson. Head coach for the Lady Thorpes is Laura Bigcrow, assisted by Dale Pine and Tanya Tobacco. Head coach for the Blue Dragons, Dave Mutter, assisted by Kevin Steckler. Team sponsor for the Lady Thorpes, Perkins Restaurant and Bakery. Team sponsor is Regional Orthopedics for the Blue Dragons. Your officials for Game 1, Terry Duffy, Jim Haskamp, and Chuck Donnelly.
Well, we're set to go from Black Hills State University with day number 2 of the City Girls Basketball Tournaments on South Dakota Public Broadcasting. And the man to get the afternoon started with the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes and the Garretson Blue Dragons, well, all we call him around here is Sir. It's Mr. Gary Ellenbolt. Take it away, buddy.
Appreciate it, John. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Let's get it going with the consolation round of the State Girls Class A Basketball Tournament. Bettelyoun set to jump center, and she'll jump center against Haley Edmondson for the Blue Dragons. Tip is in the air. It is controlled by the Thorpes. Hope you enjoy the game and a long day of basketball here from Spearfish, South Dakota. With the ball at the top of the circle, Charlene Richard. Head left side, Morissette there, holding it high and dry. Kick to the right side. Nice job saving the pass with Richard. Down low they come. Bettelyoun has it. Shot on the way, Morissette for 3. Skips around, won't go. Pinballed around, just about out of bounds. Saved temporarily by Bly. And then tied up between a Thorpe and a Blue Dragon. And the Blue Dragons will take the basketball in the alternate possession.
A couple of things to watch early, Gary, is how Garretson handles the press. If they can get to break the press, and if they can get the basketball to Edmondson down on the block.
Talked with their assistant coach, Kevin Steckler. He says he knows that Pine Ridge will press them and try to trap them, but at least, unlike yesterday, his girls can see over them. Down low they come. With it for just a second. That was Carnicle. Looking for the other Carnicle. Head to the right side for Bly. An amen quarter. Stops at the circle. Heads left side. Edmondson wants to get inside. Can't get around Bettelyoun. Stops at the baseline left. Loses the basketball. Big scrum down below along the baseline. And a timeout called by Pine Ridge. That was about the only thing Laura Bigcrow was going to do, save the basketball, because, well, on the alternate possession, however, Pine Ridge was going to get it, but she did call the timeout. And they'll talk things over in this first 49 seconds of basketball.
Well, on day 2, when you're playing in the afternoon bracket, it's a matter of how your teams come out. Are they ready to play, focused to play? It looks like both teams are for this first game here this afternoon.
While we have the lull here, how would you like to make $10?
I have. This is a bad idea, isn't it?
Well, the cheer coach at Garretson, his name's Shelley Long. I'll give you $10 if you take a bottle of water over to her and say cheers. $10. Coming down the floor is Richard.
Can we wait till halftime?
What's that?
Can we wait till halftime?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay.
All right. Right side, thinking about it, was Whitedress. Down low they come. Bettelyoun lost the basketball. It's loose down low. Got a foul. Foul is on Pine Ridge. We're coming the other way. Jim Haskamp will have the call. of this first personal foul of the ball game. Foul is on Bellion on the hand check. And with 6:56 to go in quarter number one, Garretson gets its second possession. Against token pressure from the Pine Ridge defense, Bly will bring it across the line. Dribbles left hand, works around the circle right side, gets it off to Tila Carnicle. Carnicle, quick bounce pass. Mutter has it on the high left, looking down low for somebody. Nobody's there. Right side, Tisha Carnicle shot on the way from 17. Off the back of the iron, no good. Off Mutter, and it's off of Thorpe, and Garretson's going to get the basketball. I really thought Mutter was the last one to touch it.
No, but Morstead came over from behind, was reached over and slapped the ball out of bounds, which is probably a good thing. Otherwise, they probably could have whistled her up for the foul.
No score, 6:37 left. Quick shot on the way. This is Edmondson who tried it and can't by the thrill. The rebound's coming to Pine Ridge.
Very impressed right now, Gary, with the way that Garretson is hitting the offensive boards.
Showing a little bit of zone defense. On the top right of the circle, white dress, three-pointer on the way, back of the iron and no good. Ball rolls around, loose on the floor, taken by the Thorpe, and a held ball's called. It goes to Pine Ridge.
Staying right here. Both teams coming out scrapping, and kind of continuation of yesterday for both teams, Gary. Kind of cold from the field.
All right, now no score, and we're almost 2 minutes into this first period here in Spearfish. Top right side of the circle. Rolling around the right side. Want to set it up down low. Nothing doing there. Never got the more set as it's taken away by Garretson. Bly gets the backcourt trap. Ball loose on the floor. Bly in a fight with Richard, and we keep it in Garretson's possession.
A little more intense with the pressure that time in the backcourt between White Dress and Richard.
Edmondson will inbound. Jaden Bly trying to get loose around Richard. And the inbound comes, and here comes Garretson. Nothing for Garretson, nothing for Pine Ridge. 2 minutes gone, 6 to play in the first quarter. This consolation lid lifter at the Donald Young Center in Spearfish. Tila Carnicle with their shot. That goes off the rim, won't go. Rebound is going to come finally to Richard. Here she comes down the floor. Richard gets across the Seiko stripe. Quick pass to the left side. This, with the drive, is Blackhorn. Come to the left side. Shot from Amen corner is short. White Dress tried it from 20. It went 18. Rebound is going to come to the Blue Dragons. Here comes Garretson down the floor. Still looking for the first points of the ball game. Jaden Bly will get the new call from Kevin Steckler and Dave Mutter. Rolling right side is Bly. Lost the basketball. Got it back. Working around the corner. Hand to the right. Amen corner. They come to Mutter. Down low. Edmondson. Wide open up and good.
Well, that's what Garretson has to do. They have to get Edmondson involved early. That's the first time they got a chance where she could post up on the block and get good position on the Bellion and was able to make the move.
First points go to the Blue Dragons. It's 2-0 rather. Santana White Dress has the basketball. Coming left side, Blackhorn. Finds room in the driveway. Looks down low. White Dress shot is not going to go. And we come the other way as a foul is going to be called before the shot.
Foul before the shot. This one's going to go on Garretson. We're going to get
Tila Carnicle.
Lady Thorpe's ball out of bounds. Update from the B with in the fourth quarter. It's Lemmon leading Gayville-Volin 44-32. We'll update the double A when we come back.
And we'll be back after this. 4:59 to go in the first. Garretson up 2-0. You're watching State A Girls Basketball Tournament on South Dakota Public Broadcasting. 4:59 to go, 2-0 Garretson, and in double A, John?
Double A right now in the fourth quarter, just underway. Harrisburg leads Spearfish 37-34.
Deep three on the way for Bellion. Can't by the thrill. Comes right out to Carnicle for Garretson. Here comes Bly down the floor. Bly's in control, trouble. Nice job defensively by the Thorpes. Left side, here comes Bly. Room of the driveway, lost the basketball. Richard has got it. Here come the Thorpes down the floor. White Dress with the save. Now loose on the floor again. It goes out of bounds, and Pine Ridge will keep it. Yeoman effort that time by Tisha Carnicle to try to come up with the ball. Couldn't quite get it done. Peyton Heitkamp will see action now for the Blue Dragons. Her first tour of duty this afternoon.
Well, the teams combined so far early going here 1 of 7 from the field.
There's a shot on the way right side. Back of the iron. Can't get it done. Peyton Heitkamp with the rebound. Her first seconds of action here at the State Class A consolation game. Garretson 2, Pine Ridge nothing. 4:23 to go in quarter number 1. Bly right side, coming off to Tisha Carnicle. Down low they come, losing the basketball for just a second was Heitkamp. And the Pine Ridge Thorpes are going to take it, and down they come. Richard setting up the offense from the high right, looking on the top right of the circle. That was Bellion for a second, then more set. Now White Dress, she's fouled. Bly picks up the foul for Garretson.
Well, Bly just tried to go through a White Dress in order to get the basketball. She's going to pick up the personal. Right now, Pine Ridge with 3 steals in the game and 3 turnovers on Garretson.
After a quick breather, Brianna Mutter will come in. Tila Carnicle will sit down. Blue Dragons lead the Thorpes 2-0. Just about halfway through quarter number 1. White Dress tries it, misses. Board goes into the hands of Peyton Heitkamp. Her second rebound of the quarter. Garretson brings it down. Bly will get it across the line. Picked up right side. Get it off to Tisha Carnicle. Looks toward Amen corner. Ball is kicked, goes out of bounds. Garretson keeps it.
Well, Pine Ridge just struggling from the field right now, Gary. This is a team that scored over 100 points twice in the season, been in the 80 or better 11 times on the year, more than right at half their games, and they just can't seem to buy anything from the field right now. And it started yesterday in about the second quarter.
Cortez, I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say in the second quarter against Sioux Valley when they only scored 12 points.
Cortez Standing Bear is into the game now for Pine Ridge. Thorpes come up with the steal, and that was Blackhorn who came up with it. Left side they come. Standing Bear along the line, extended left. Get it off on the high right. Traveling violation is going to be the call, and that will go on Belium for Pine Ridge. You can tell she's really frustrated. Yeah,
she just saw the open lane. She was looking to skip to Cortez on the weak side, looking for the skip pass, and instead saw the lane to the basket. Maybe we talked about this yesterday. Maybe sometimes the first thought's the best. She had the skip pass and didn't do that, and then saw the lane, and that forced her into taking a step that direction and the travel.
Mara Vandenberg is into the game. She's got the basketball for Garretson with 3:20 to go, and a 2-0 lead is it for the Blue Dragons. Shots on the way. Fire low! Give it to Edmondson. All 5 of the points of the game from Haley Edmondson. She's the one Dave Mentor says has to fly the plane for Garretson to be successful.
Well, and for Edmondson, she does it inside and can step outside and do it, and that's gonna free up a few more looks for her on the inside.
Trey J on the way right side, missing. Coming left side with the basketball to Standing Bear. Off to the right side, Blackhorn. Looking left. Finding someone left. That's Richard. She'll stop and launch the 3. Fire in the hole!
Well, Shailene Richards been averaging about 19 points a ball game for Pine Ridge. Really struggled yesterday from the field. Good to see that kid get off to a good start here in this game.
First points for the Thorpes. It's 5-3 Garretson with 2:31 to go. Ball loose down low, taken away by Blackhorn. Here come the Thorpes in a hurry. Now they'll set up. Richard on top between the circles. Dribbling slowly, right hand, get it off to the right side. Here is, Standing Bear who tried the shot. Then a shot left side. Richard couldn't get it done. Rebound to Garretson. Pine Ridge needs to get some more people underneath. Wessel timeout is called by Dave Mutter at Garretson.
I don't think he likes what's going on with his offensive set on the other end, because he's had Edmondson on the inside a couple times on that little curl, and they haven't been able to get him to pass. So pretty sure that's what he wants to talk about. Say, you have to be looking inside, get ready to pass on time when she's open. Both teams right now, Gary,
sure.
Pine Ridge 1 of 9 from the field, Garretson 2 of 5. And on threes, 7 of Pine Ridge's 9 field goals have been threes. And White Dress right now 0 for 4 from the field.
In a game like this on this side of the bracket, John, how much of the issues in a quarter like this would come from the fact that you're playing a little tentative, maybe not to lose another game at state?
Well, I don't know how many of those. I'm sure that plays a part in some of it, but for these two teams that lost yesterday, and it was the way that they lost. And I'm sure it's just the coach is trying to get that out of their system and just get them back playing this type of basketball that he knows that they can play, that they played all year to get here.
Ball stripped away by the Thorpes. Down the floor in a hurry comes Richard. She looks left side, has the baseline, and foul on the block is going in the Blue Dragons.
Yep, and Richard, good job that time. Once she got to the wing, realized that nobody was set up for her on the defense on the baseline, drove baseline, and the Heitkamp, no other option but to foul her. Otherwise, give up a wide open layup.
Peyton Heitkamp picks up the foul. Pine Ridge gets the ball. Richard 3 on the way. That's off the back of the rim. Camp on the throw. Bedell hit it for a second. With it for a second after that was Standing Bear. Left side, shots on the way. Rolls around, won't fall. Heitkamp coming up with the rebound for Garretson. Here come the Blue Dragons. But a foul on the hand check is going to go on Richard for Pine Ridge.
Not going to back down, is she? Here's Shailene Richards standing there about 5'4", taking on the 5'10" Edmondson. Didn't back down at all.
And that's a difficult transition. You've got the ball, then you've lost it. Your mind automatically goes into defensive mode. And you try to capitalize, but that time the foul. 1 minute, 34, 5-3 Garretson. Inbounding will be Brianna Mutter. Jaden Bly will bring the ball down the floor. Dribbles left hand. Minute 30 and counting. Bly will come left side. Standing Bears on her defensively for the Thorpes. Left side, Mutter, amen corner. Down low they come. Here's the shot on the way. It's up. It's good. And Siri Woolman has her first points of the game on her first trip down the floor. 7-3. Garretson leading. Minute 13 to go. Garretson showing zone defense now. Setting up down low. Here is Blackhorn. She is fouled on the way up. She'll get 2.
Well, and they have Edmonds out of the game getting a breather right now for Garretson, so they went right inside to Woolman. And Pine Ridge had kind of backed the defense off where they had everything slanted toward Edmondson. She's on the bench, so they went with the regular defense and they left Woolman alone for the post-up on the inside. Good job by Woolman.
Siri Woolman will pick up the foul. Cassandra Blackhorn is at the free throw line. Number 12 in the black uniform for the Thorpes. First is on the way. No. 7-3 here. Garretson leading Pine Ridge. 5:40 in the fourth in the B tournament. Lemmon winning its consolation round game. At least for now, leading Gayville-Volin 46-32. Harrisburg and Spearfish locked up in a good one, a double A, as the Tigers have a 1-point lead on Spearfish, 35-34, 6:59 left. Minute 4 and counting. One of the free throws successful. 3-point lead for the Garretson Blue Dragons at 7-4. Coming to right side, Brian Mutter on amen corner. Bouncer top of the circle. Heitkamp on the high post. Left side they come. Bly's there looking low. Woolman trying to get open. On top they come. Shuts on the way. Mutter puts it off the back of the guard and no good. Pretty rebound by Morissette. And here comes a break for the Lady Thorpes. Rolling right side is Standing Bear. Quickly to the left side, Richard. Now on top, Benayun. Standing Bear again. Wanted the shot. Coming right side. Shots on the way for Morissette. She tried it from 20, but 22. Rebound goes into the hands once again of Garretson. And they'll work for one here with the 3-point lead and 24 seconds to go in quarter one. Jaden Bly rolling right side. Into the corner they come. Tila Carnicle's got it. On top for Heitkamp. She is on the high right. Looking low. Coming left side instead for Bly. Trying to set up low is Mutter. They've got 11 seconds to get a shot off. No shot clock until next year in A-ball. So they can waste it if they want, but they shouldn't. 4 seconds to go. Ball is taken away. Standing Bear on the drive. Second to go. Not going to get the shot off. The quarter ends. I think Standing Bear just kind of lost track of the clock as she was headed down the floor. 7-4 the score after 1 quarter. We're back after this on South Dakota Public Broadcasting. Back at it with the second period about to get underway from Spearfish, Black Hills State University, and the Donald Young Center. The Garretson Blue Dragons have a 3-point lead after 8 minutes, 7-4. Thorpes have the basketball. Santana Whitebreast has it knocked away. Bly on the break, got one to beat. Panic at the disco for the Blue Dragons. Up, no good. Right there, but just put it up a hair too late. We got a whistle on the other side.
Blair came in from out of bounds, touched the ball. With it. Still was out of bounds when she came in. But a good steal by Bly and for Garretson to get this quarter started. And Gary, you can see the after effects of yesterday still with these teams. I mean, they're still, if kind of compare it to sleeping, they're a little groggy right now from yesterday's games. Some holdover effects. Hopefully they can start playing the type of ball they know they can.
Shot for Blackhorn on the way, up and good. Cassandra Blackhorn with the bucket, her first points of the day, and it's 7-6.
Up till that point, Pine Ridge have been shooting 8% from the field.
This one a long, long way from over. Whistle foul on the block is going to go on Richard for Pine Ridge. Laura Big Crow showing concern, not so much over the call, but for the fact that the foul was committed. That'll be the third team foul on the Thorpes. Garretson has committed 4.
Second on Richard.
Kayla Carnicle will inbound the basketball for the blue, gold, and white of Garretson High School. Blue Dragons lead it by 1, 7-6. Down low they come. Edmondson with the shot. One-hander, can't get it to go down. And the rebound into the hands of Benayun for Pine Ridge. Thorpes trail by 1. Thorpes have the basketball. Quick pass to the left side. Shot is up, no good. Trying again, or wanting to try again with Blackhorn, but never got the ball back. Jaden Bly with the board for Garretson. Here they come. Quick pass down low. Shot for Carnicle. Got it.
Wow, nice look from Edmondson on the run out. Coach Mutter's back here yelling, look, 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 look. And Edmondson did with a nice pass. Right now, Garretson did 3 of 9 from the field. Pine Ridge, Gary, 2 of 13.
Keisha Carnicle with the bucket that time. 9-6 the score. Blackhorn can't get it done. Bly gets the rebound. Pine Ridge having a very tough half rebounding job. Bly around the wheel to the left side. Picked up top of the defense. Mutter and amen corner. Down low they come. Edmondson backs down. Shots up. She's fouled. Blackhorn will pick it up. That'll be the second foul on Blackhorn. You'll send Haley Edmondson to the free throw line, and she's a good one, 73% foul shooter.
And I think you're going to call the foul on Bettelune because Blackhorn was in pretty good position, and that's who they're going to call the foul on. It's number 21.
Bettelune will pick up the personal.
Bettelune knocking, just kind of sagging down from her man to come in with a double team a little late. Edmondson was already into her move, and nothing to do except grab her on the arm.
Morissette enters the game. Blackhorn will sit down for Pine Ridge. 6:23 to go, first half. A 9-6 lead for Garretson. Edmondson gets another free throw. Winner heads into the consolation championship game tomorrow afternoon. Second free throw, not going to go. Pine Ridge will have it. Richard across the Seiko stripe. Quick pass to the left side. Morissette off to the right. With it is Whitedress. Santana Whitedress traveling with the basketball before the pass, and Garretson's going to haul down with it.
Good job of the defense of Garretson that time with Carnicle just kind of doubling down, shutting off the baseline, and forcing the travel from Whitedress. Good recognition on the defensive side of things for Garretson.
Garretson doing a nice job breaking the trap that time. You just have to have somebody there to get the ball to. It's Edmondson. Here comes Bly, top of the circle. On her, Santana Whitedress for the Thorpes. Roll to the right side of the wheel. Carnicle for Carnicle. Tila lost the basketball, coming right side for Edmondson. Edmondson will try to drive. Wants room in the driveway. Double team. She's fouled.
Cortez Stenningberry is going to pick this one up. A nice drive by Edmondson, recognizing that a smaller player was on her, just took her right to the paint.
Mara Vandenberg is coming in for Garretson. Also coming in, the next opportunity will be Peyton Heitkamp. Dave Mutter using a lot of bodies in this first half. 5 minutes 51 to go in the half. 9-6, Garretson leading. Edmondson at the free throw line. She's 0 for 2. She's 0 for 3 now. Heitkamp, normally a very good free throw shooter, taking the collar so far this afternoon. 5 team fouls for Pine Ridge. The Blue Dragons have committed 4. Edmondson gets another free throw toss. It's on the way. It's good. 4-point lead for Garretson. Lead the Thorpes 10-6 with 5:45 to go. Richard across the line off the screen. Roll right side, aim in corner, Whitedress 3. It's off the front of the rim and no good. Ball is going to come into the hands of Carnicle, but she's fouled.
Jump ball.
Held ball, okay. Held ball is going to be the call. Alternate possession will give it to Garretson.
The rebound came down. The Garretson player just kind of held it above her head, and Bettelune right there just jumped in and grabbed it.
Garretson trying to pad the 4-point advantage. Lead at 10-6, 5:33 to go. Ball is pinballed around. It's going to go to nobody just yet. It goes out of bounds. Garretson will keep it. Nice heads-up play by Edmondson.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Kept Whitedress from getting to that loose basketball. Let it go out of bounds. Just set it up again.
Taylor Carnicle calls it the new play. Come to the right side. Vandenberg is looking for the driveway. Coming to Taylor Carnicle. Sets up down low. Nice pass. Edmondson shots up. Can't have it. Rebound pinballed around. Got a foul.
The foul this time is going to be called, I think, on 32 on Whitedress. We'll see. It is going to be on Whitedress from behind. And
Camp confirms the call. Go ahead.
Right next to us with Coach Mutter for Garretson is telling his kids, get it into her, get it into her. And he's talking about Edmondson. She's doing the work on the inside, posting up. And credit Pine Ridge for taking that away. I mean, that's where they're trying to go, is inside to Edmondson and Pine Ridge. She's not been open.
Tatiana Hernandez is into the ball game now for the Thorpes. She'll wear number 22 with a black uniform. Shot for Heitkamp down low. She's fouled and will go to the line.
And they run to Edmondson, step her out to the corner. That opens it up for her teammate down the lane because Pine Ridge is getting so much attention towards Edmondson.
Heitkamp, 60% from the free throw line this season. The Blue Dragons coming into the game 11-12, losing 61-16 to St. Thomas More in the first game of the tournament 24 hours ago.
Neither team shooting well from the field or from the free throw line. Pine Ridge 1 of 2, and Garretson is 1 of 5.
And Heitkamp misses the first free throw. Bly is coming in, shows Mutter, Siri Woolman. And leaving the game will be Carnicle, and Edmondson. Not only basketball players, but a great accounting firm, too. Not only good basketball players, but a great accounting firm, too.
Well, it just adds up, you know.
Ouch. Better get back to the books on that one. Second free throw is missed, and a foul on the rebound attempt.
Well, when you look at the numbers, Pine Ridge is shooting 12% from the field, and Garretson's at 36%. Pine Ridge right now 1 of 10. They've taken 16 field goals. 10 of those have been from the three.
Well, together that's 48%, which isn't a horrible number. Take those individually. Well, yeah, Hernandez, left side. Here's Richard thinking three. Left side into the corner for Morissette. Top of the circle once again for Richard. 5 minutes to go. Second quarter. 10-6 Garretson. Head to the right side. With it is Bedelian in amen corner. Butter is on her on the defense of the zone. Looking down low. Richard thinking about the shot. It's up and good.
Well, Pine Ridge looking for somebody else to step up and score. Whitedress is really struggling. She's 0 for 7 from the field. And Richard is leading the way right now for Pine Ridge.
Mutter has it, looks low. Heitkamp there, turns and fires down. Heitkamp didn't have great control of that pass when it went into him, but she's able to corral it, turn, and got the shot.
Well, we saw this last time that they put Evanson on the bench, took her out of the game. The Woolman had an open look on the inside. That time it was Heitkamp.
Sets up, down low, Bedelian from 7. Back of the rim and no good. Rebound is fought for. Comes into the hands of Woolman, right back to the Thorpe. Shots in the way, no good. Foul. You'll be putting Tatiana Hernandez at the line. Brianna Bigcrow has entered the game as well. She's a 5'5 freshman for the Thorpes. Foul is on Peyton Heitkamp. And at the free throw line is Hernandez. The Thorpes boys team making the State A tournament. Dusty LeBeau taking another team to state, which is certainly not uncommon. Blackhorn will come into the game. Bedelian will sit down. 4:15 to go. Garretson by 3 at 12-9. I'm anticipating our timeout just a bit here. Second shot on the way. No. Rolls around, won't go. That's a live ball. We'll keep it here for the duration. Jaden Bly calling out the new play. Coming down the floor. On her is Bigcrow, somewhat loosely. Now picking up the tempo on the left side. On the baseline left toward amen corner. Looking down right side. Heitkamp is there. Woolman trying to get open. Can't do it. Top of the wheel for Bly. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. 12 for Garretson, 9 for Pine Ridge. Mutter looking low. Rolling right side. Room in the driveway. 14-footer, no good off the side of the iron. Rebound will come to Pine Ridge. And here comes Richard. Rolls right side. Looks for help. Comes to the shot from the baseline. No good. Foul! And I think that's on Woolman.
That's on the Woolman, and really incidental contact as Richard. And Gary, you can't appreciate how fast this kid is till you see her in person. She just blew by about 2 defenders, took a sidestep, and Woolman kind of caught her by surprise, and she walked, just kind of bumped knees with Woolman and fell to the floor. That's fast.
Richard comes to the free throw line. First opportunity here for number 33. First one, no good. Free throw shooting has just been difficult on both sides today.
Pine Ridge now 2 of 5 and 1 of 6 for Garretson. First of 2 this afternoon. Coming up next will be Webster area, taking on Mt Vernon-Plankinton.
Mount Vernon-Plankinton losing an OT last night here in Spearfish. Second free throw is up and good. And a timeout call. It's getting interesting. 12-10 the score. Garretson has the lead. 3:42 in the half. Back after this on member-supported South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
Well, it's 12-10 with Garretson leading Pine Ridge. Gary, if you were a coach and I told you you're going to shoot 16% in a half and only trail by 2 points, would you take it?
Just to see what happened next, I probably would.
16% shooting for Pine Ridge here in this first half.
Bly and Bigcrow tied up. Held ball, gives it back to the Thorpes. Bigcrow tying up with Bly. As she lost control of the basketball, that was enough of the opening for Brianna Bigcrow to come up with the basketball and get a piece of it. 55-41, Lemmon has defeated Gayville-Volin in the B Consolation Tournament. The Raiders of Gayville-Volin playing for 7th place. And the Consolation Championship could go to the Lemmon Cowgirls. Richard, top right side, trying to break the zone. Bouncer to the top of the circle. Went up for a second, and that's a traveling violation, and an obvious one there. Tatiana Hernandez.
Hernandez knew what had happened right away and tried to get rid of it. And good job of the Garretson defense out front with Bly, but jumping in the passing lane and forcing the turnover. Pine Ridge right now 3 of 18 from the field. Garretson at 5 of 13 for 38%.
Bly against Bigcrow. Bigcrow commits the foul on the block as Bly tries to come down the floor. A 1-on-1 situation as Jaden Bly will get the Lawrence Welch for Garretson.
You know, and you talk to the Pine Ridge coaches about Brianna Bigcrow, and their eyes kind of light up. They like the game this youngster has.
And youngster, indeed, is the operative word. She's a freshman. Looks kind of small to be wearing number 55, but it'll work. First free throw is up and good. 13-10 Garretson. Lemmon again defeating Gayville-Volin. B tournament in Huron 55-41. The score there. Second free throw is on the way. That clangs off the back of the iron and no good. So Bly going 1 for 2. Garretson leading by 3. We've got 3 minutes to go in half number 1. Quick pass right side. This is Blackhorn, top right side with it. Big Crow stops at this line. Go around the circle for Richard. Rolling around the horn. Goes to Blackhorn in the wing to the right side. Baseline for the right for a second. That was Hernandez. Ball is loose. Foul is called.
Edmondson going to get hit with a personal that time.
Hey, you guys got to shoot the ball.
Have a final in Class AA. Spearfish has defeated Harrisburg. That's a 48-45 score. So Spearfish in the consolation championship game tomorrow. Harrisburg, the Class A champion from last year in its first year in AA, playing for 7th place. First is up and good. And more set makes it a 13-11 ball game. Eyeing the prize for the second one. It's on the way. Got that too. 13-12 the score. Been a seesaw game. Not particularly well played by either squad, but close and intense. And a lot of basketball to play here. Got a whistle. Turning over the basketball is Bly. She doesn't think so. Jaden Bly walking back on defense with a look like, not sure about that. Kind of like that Olympic skater. We saw the score sheet in Ashley Wagner. It's kind of a look that Jaden Bly had. The what?
The questioning look.
That one. All right.
But good call.
Big throw from Blackhorn. Shots up too strong. No good. And coming up with the rebound is Tila Carnicle. Bly and the Blue Dragons bringing it down. 1 point lead for Garretson. 13-12. 2:09 to go. Looking down low. Here wide open for the shot. It's up. No good. Edmondson had it right there. Couldn't get it done. Might get a third opportunity. Edmondson is on the way with the shot. That's too soft. Rolls out of bounds. Pine Ridge has got it.
Well, for Garretson, 4 chances at it. Could not get it. Had it all around the rim and just could not get it through the hoop. Big Crow, they're asking her if she's okay. She wants to come out of the game. That was a hard screen set by Edmondson on the little screen and roll.
And that's what got her open, and that's kind of where the heartaches began because they had 4 opportunities and couldn't get it down.
If I'm Brianna Big Crow, I'm asking my teammate, why didn't you tell me that was coming?
Carnicle with the steal and the drive. Shots on the way, it's good. Tisha Carnicle adding the bucket. That'll be 4 points for Carnicle at 15-12 Garretson.
Well, and Hernandez was back there defensively, too. Just a good play by Carnicle.
Got a whistle, got a foul. Sliding across 20 feet of floor was Tisha Carnicle, and for trouble, picks up the foul on the block.
Shailene Richard, heads up play with that youngster. Defense playing it really tight. Just kind of did a little stop-start move. The contact was initiated, and a downwind Carnicle and the foul called.
Betty Yoon in white dress will re-enter the game. Standing Bear Willie's well at the free throw line is Richard, Shailene Richard, 5'2" sophomore. First one is on the way, and got it. Didn't want to drop. I got the hometown roll on the roll. That rim on that side of the gym here, very soft. And it is vastly different from the rim on the other side of the gym.
Not nearly as tight, exactly. 6-7, making 7 points right now for Richard in the ballgame. Lead Pine Ridge.
Looking for an 8th, and she got it. 15-14, 1 point lead for the Blue Dragons, and they've got the basketball with 89 ticks to go. In half number 1 here from Spearfish. Jaden Bly, high right. Big Crow on her, tough on the defense. Looking down the left side, whistle foul. Foul on the block is going on Richard. Laura Crow cannot believe it. Laura Big Crow is there, and you can see her on the screen, letting the official know that she's not happy with the call. Richard wasn't happy when the whistle blew and the foul was called, but it's not going to change anyone's mind. The foul will stand.
Well, I think what Big Crow is saying is she didn't hit the player, she hit the ball. And that's, she hit the ball when she came off her man. It wasn't, she didn't hit the player, she hit the ball. And that's what Big Crow is saying. That's what Pine Ridge fans saw from this side.
Free throw is missed. Standing Bear the rebound. Coming down the floor is Richards. Shailene Richards had a pretty good half. Down low they come. Looking down low. Trying to get it off. Standing Bear can't get the shot away. Come to the top right side of the wheel. Shot on the way from the third. It's up. It's good. Give it to Santana White Dress.
White Dress with her first 2 of the ball game.
She needs to get a hot hand second half. And I'm sure Laura Big Crow and certainly Santana White Dress know that. Less than a minute to go in the round. Pine Ridge leading 16-15. Blue Dragons down in a hurry. Mutter has it high left. Looks around, bounce pass to the right side. Edmondson is there. Haley on the down low to Carnicle. She is hit and fouled, and Standing Bear gets it. Cortez Standing Bear will pick up the foul. It'll be a 2-shot foul. The 10th foul on Pine Ridge, and it would have been a 2-shot foul regardless because this puts Garretson in the double bonus.
Carnicle a little shaken up here. She steps to the free throw line.
Those Carnicle sisters are playing hard. I mean, did you see Tisha slide right here at about 15, 20 feet of floor? I wasn't sure if she'd stop. First free throw is no good. 39 seconds left. First half, 16-15. Pine Ridge leading Garretson. Coming up after this one, Webster and Mt Vernon-Plankinton. The other consolation round game. Carnicle eyes the prize, looks, fires, missed that one too. It's off the back of the rim. Bly got the rebound, all tied up with Big Crow, possession arrow, Garretson.
Good job by Bly getting out the line extremely quick. Getting into the paint for the rebound.
Peyton Heitkamp is going to come in for the final 36 seconds of the half. She'll replace Brianna Mutter in the lineup for Garretson.
We saw that twice yesterday, Gary, with the shooter getting their own rebound on the free throw and making layups on it. So
Carnicle sets it up down low. Whistle, and we got a foul down low. That will go to a Pine Ridge player and send Edmondson to the line. Foul is going to go at Bellevue.
Well, this final 35 seconds, final minutes taking a long time to play here as the fouls are mounting up and the free throws are going to add up as well. Right now, 2 of 11, though, for Garretson from the line.
35 seconds to go in the half. First for Edmondson is good. Haley Edmondson with her 7th point. 16 for Garretson, 16 for Pine Ridge. With halftime 35 seconds away. I would say Dave Butter and Laura Big Crow have a lot to talk about with their teams after this halftime. Second one, it's off the side of the iron. No gonna go. Rebound coming to Pine Ridge. And across the stripe is Richard. 30 seconds left. Right side Standing Bear looking along the wing. Coming to Big Crow down to the baseline. Shots on the way. Up good. Morset. Count it.
Nice cut by Morset down the lane. Once the ball got into the corner, Garretson defense had to rotate that way and left the lane open for Morset.
2-point advantage for the Thorpes. 13, 12 seconds. Bly and in corner right side. Ball is knocked loose. It is going to be saved eventually by nobody because Pine Ridge has the ball. Now it's coming to Edmondson with 3, with 2. Down low. Carnicle up. Good. Count it. Yes.
Heads up play. I mean, just good plays by both teams to end the half. It was just Garretson made the final good play.
It was a great play, and Carnicle put that up just at the, well, obviously the last possible second. She made it 18-18. We are tied up after one half. Not the best played basketball game for the purist, but pretty entertaining basketball at that. We are back after this. We'll get started with our halftime. A long Friday session of basketball. Tied at 18. Back in a bit on South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
Free statewide broadcast of this South Dakota High School Sports Championship is underwritten by the thousands of members of the Friends of South Dakota Public Broadcasting, by Mid-Continent Communications, and by Dakota Bank.
It is halftime from the Donald Young Center, Spearfish, South Dakota. Entertainment by the nearby Lead Deadwood High School Band. And we've had some good bands. Spearfish yesterday, Lead Deadwood today. And it's been a fun tournament. This is a great atmosphere. And you couldn't ask for a much better venue for the A girls than here in Spearfish.
Oh, gosh, no. And when you come into a gym for basketball like this, you want to hear the band.
Absolutely.
And if they're good, like we've experienced the last couple of days, outstanding. That just, you're right. Just adds to it.
Halftime, Garretson and Pine Ridge tied at 18. And again, like I said at the end of the half, not really for the purists, but maybe in the last minute teams were showing some signs of life here.
Well, and that's what the coaches are hoping for going into the locker room, is that the teams are back to playing the way that they can play. And that's for Pine Ridge. It's a matter of getting White Dress untracked. And we saw Santana score her first 2 points of the ball game right there toward the end of the first half. And Pine Ridge, Gary, good news for Thorpe fans. For the Lady Thorpes, their field goal percentage is up to 23% now.
Take a look at some of the numbers in the first half. 23%, just a bubble under 24 for the Thorpes at 5 of 21 shooting. Three-point land, 1 of 11. That's for 9%. At the free throw line, Pine Ridge has sparkled where Garretson really has it. The Thorpes, 7 of 10, 70%. And Garretson is at 23%, 3 of 13. 16 rebounds for Pine Ridge. They've had 8 steals, 8 turnovers, 11 team fouls in half number 1. The scoring goes this way. Shailene Richard, very nice half. 2 of 6 from the field, 1 three-pointer in 4 attempts. They had 3 of 4, or Richard did, at the free throw line, and coming up with 8 points. Right behind her, more or less, JoBeth Morset. Morset 1 of 3 shooting for 4 points. Cassandra Blackhorn has 3. 2 points for Santana Whitedress. And Tashana Hernandez coming up with 1 point for the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes. The Blue Dragons shooting 39%, or darn close, 7 of 18. They have 1 3-point try, and they hit it. 23% from the free throw line, 3 of 13. And in rebounding, 2 more than the Thorpes at 18, 16, 10 turnovers for Garretson, 8 for Pine Ridge. Their scoring leader, Haley Edmondson. Edmondson, 2 of 7 from the field, 2 of 6 at the free throw line. She hit the lone three-pointer for the Blue Dragons and has 7 points. Tisha Carnicle had 4 points in the half. 2 points each for Peyton Heitkamp, 2 for Tila Carnicle. And a couple of points also for Siri Woolman. Woolman getting into foul trouble fairly early in the half off the bench. Jaden Blythe with 1 point, and 18-18 is the score. AA tournament, Spearfish has defeated Harrisburg. First game of the consolation round, 48-45 was that score. And Lemmon taking care of the Gayville-Volin Raiders in the B tournament. 55-41 is that score. Gayville-Volin playing now for 7th place. And Harrisburg will play for 5th place in the AA. Lemmon will move to the consolation final in the Class B tournament going on at the Huron Arena. It's halftime. It's 18-18. Thorpes are back on the floor. Garretson awaiting. The second half coming up as well. We'll take a break. We'll come back after this on member-supported South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
Free statewide broadcast of this South Dakota High School Championship event is brought to you in part by the thousands of members of the Friends of South Dakota Public Broadcasting, by Farmers Union Insurance, by SDN Communications, and by the Independent Insurance Agents of South Dakota.
Having at the consolation round in the state Class A girls basketball tournament. We're in Spearfish, South Dakota. Beautiful day in Spearfish. The 6+ inches of snow that had fallen in this community on Tuesday pretty much gone from the area. And we have had a couple of really beautiful days. Although I've heard more snow is on the way for Sunday, but we're all trying to get back home and get ready for the Class B tournament. John and I will be at the Big B in Aberdeen next Thursday through Saturday, bringing you that action on SDPB TV2. Looking forward to that. We're looking forward to plenty of basketball here on this Friday. Keys to the second half, John.
Well, I think for Pine Ridge is just to get back into doing what they've been doing all year. And they have to see some shots fall, Gary. That's the big thing. Get Whitedress, get her a few easy shots in that, and to start out the half, and just see what happens from there. And from Garretson, from their side of things, I think they need to get Edmondson involved a little bit more. I mean, she's been involved in the first half, but they've had their better looks on the inside when they've had Haley playing either on the outside or sitting on the bench.
Involved is one thing. Quite another is, being able to do something with that involvement. And one of the things Dave Mutter said very early is, we've got to get Haley Edmondson involved in the offense. I mean, she's kind of driving the gears. And
she has been involved to a certain extent. I don't think it's to the extent that Coach Mutter would like her to get involved or be involved in the offense.
We're about to get started with the second half of basketball. The Pine Ridge Thorpes in the road black uniforms with the white numbers and trip. Do you prefer numbers or numerals, John? John's busy. All right. 18-18 is our score. Garretson in the white unis with the royal blue numbers A little bit of gold around the trim. Getting their last-second instructions from the head coach, Dave Mutter, University of South Dakota graduate. Taking on Mayville State alum, the former Comet, Laura Big Crow. Big Crow playing at Pine Ridge High School. And she, one of 2 players in the tournament, coaching their high school team, the other being Leah Pitts at Sioux Valley.
In fact, played in the state tournament while they were at their respective schools.
A fact that you will not let Leah Pitts forget, as memory serves.
Pitts was 2000 when she played for Sioux Valley in the state tournament down in Watertown, and Big Crow was 2004.
All right.
They played. Very good players.
Lorps to start the second half with the basketball. Here's a shot down low. Rolls around. Good for Bellevue. And that just kind of died on the rim, and down it went.
Bellevue with a big smile on her face. Comes out of there into that reverse layup.
Pine Ridge regains the lead at 20-18, and the ball is going to Garretson. Blue Dragons have it up on the high post. That was Edmondson, and taking a shot in the eye, Brianna Mutter. Ball goes out of bounds. Pine Ridge will have it. Mutter not in good shape.
Well, that was a hard pass into the inside, and Pine Ridge, the defender, just kind of stuck a hand. It's kind of like a football receiver trying to catch a football. The defensive back just gets her hand in front of it just a little bit, just enough to deflect it, and kind of goes offline. The next thing you know, you hit right in the head with it. That's what happened to Mutter. I think hopefully she's okay.
Yep.
Get her back in there soon.
Dave Mutter checking her out. And again, that's kind of that conflict between coach and dad, because as a coach, you're thinking you're going to be all right. And as a dad, you're thinking there goes the deductible. But I think she's fine. Bly has it stripped away with the ball. Richard down low, white dress, shots up, good. 22-18, and Pine Ridge has just done a 180 defensively.
And that's not something that Pine Ridge runs defensively, Gary. It's just something that White Dress and Richard kind of see, and away they go.
And Garretson gets the over and back call. Jaden Bly just amazed that happened. And here's a quick timeout, Dave Mutter. I think that's a good timeout on his part.
A good timeout, and he's explaining to Bly right now what she's doing for them to call her on that palming the basketball. That's the second time today, and all she's doing is when she brings the dribble up, when the ball comes up on the dribble, she's cupping it underneath and rolling it over.
You can't do that.
You can't do that, and that's what Coach Mutter is telling her. Hey, this is why they're calling you on that, and this is the second time that they've caught her on it. And for Pine Ridge, you look on the board, all of a sudden they're up by 4, and they have the basketball. Now they come down court, they hit a 3. Garretson's going to be scrambling.
22-18, Pine Ridge leads it. 6:57. Thorpes will have the basketball. About to get started, the other consolation rounds in the B tournament and in Class AA.
You even have me confused. I didn't know where the ball was going.
Pine Ridge.
Yeah, the official come over and call white ball. Here you go, take it.
All right. They were all ready to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Richard, three-pointer back of the rim and no good. And the ball pinballed around, goes out of bounds. That is off a Thorpe, and the Blue Dragons are going to get the basketball.
Off more set. But Lord Big Crow, you see what they came down, ran the play for Richard to take that 3. They hit the 3. They would have been up 7. Then away they go. Off and running the races, but Richard couldn't hit the 3, and now Garrison has a chance to cut into this 4-point lead.
Edmondson will get it to Bly, and Jaden Bly brings it across the stripe. Comes off the big B, bouncer to the right side of the circle. Set it up for just a second for Carnicle. Ball is loose. Carnicle's going to get it back as it was last swatted by Pine Ridge. That's a legal play. If a Garretson player last touched it, that's over and back, and Pine Ridge has the basketball.
Good defense by Morissette.
Edmondson will take the ball. Goes off her body and out of bounds, and Pine Ridge will get it back.
Nice to see your reflexes are still there, Mr. Ellen Bolt.
That's the old hockey goalie in me. I played 10 minutes in kind of a promotional game for a radio station I worked at, and I was the goalie. I never saw half of those 10 pucks that went in. White dress has it top right side to Richard. Off on the right, Morissette. Deep 3 on the way. Can't buy the thrill. Rebound Blackhorn. She'll get another opportunity. That's not going to go. And the rebound finally into the hands of Garretson. Peyton Heitkamp coming up with the board.
Pine Ridge now 7 of 28 from the field.
Mutter will come in just a bit. She is fine. Bly has the ball stripped away. Fouled on the way up. Jaden Bly gets 2. About to get started in the B consolation round. The Kimball White Lake Wildcats and the Lyman Raiders coming from Presho to Huron, play some basketball. And also on the way will be Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, and Rapid City Stevens. First free throw good. Free throws a definite struggle for both squads. in the first half. Bly hits that one with 5:45 to go in the third. It's 22-19, and Jaden Bly will get another one. Bly, 58% free throw shooter. Second on the way. Skips out, no good. Ball into the hands of Bettelyoon. Here comes Pine Ridge. Santana white dress will take it across the Seiko stripe, and here she comes. Rolled to the high right. Left side Bettelyoon in the high post. Big throw is there. Won't get the ball. Shot is on the way. Drive with the dive, no good. Garretson the rebound. Bly and a tough crowd to come up with it. Down they come.
Well, Richard with those 4 fouls now has to sit down for Pine Ridge. We'll see who handles the basketball for him.
And Richard has had just a nice half whistle. And a timeout is called because we've all of a sudden gone down to 1:06 in the third quarter, which is not close. We've got 5:19 on our score bug here.
Well, I think that's the actual time. The time of
day?
Yeah, the time of day.
Okay, it would be 1:06 Mountain Time, sure. Yeah. Which is a nice thing to know, but the fact remains that's not on the scoreboard time. We've had some issues with the scoreboards here at Spearfish. Not like our first year in Watertown when they did all manner of things. I think they were picking up Environment Canada broadcasts on those scoreboards in Watertown a few years ago. Happy to report that Thetford Mines, Quebec has warmed considerably since that day back in 2009. You know the Milwaukee Brewers had a double A team in Thetford Mines, Quebec a long time ago?
I had no clue on that one. All I know is that stuff like that seems to follow us around. Where we are, that's where the trouble usually goes. Why is that?
Could be gold fillings. Could be the steel plate in your head. I don't know. They're resetting the clock right now to 5:24, resetting the score to 22-19 Pine Ridge. And I remember one time, this is not a knock against the people of Watertown. They're wonderful folks, but at one time during one of the games, a team was trailing by 18 points on one scoreboard. On the other side of the building, they were up by about 11. And there's nothing in the rule book that explains how that needs to be compensated. I mean, you try to get the scoreboards in sync, but we've had some great days in Watertown. And that's a nice place to host a tournament. Although I don't know how big a hurry they are to have us back.
That might be the question, yes. We're all ready. We're all set now. Everything's ready.
Forget economic development. If Helen Bulls and Seaver are going to be there, no. All right, 5:24 to go. We are back to live action. 3-point lead for Pine Ridge at 22-19. Shot on the down low. Edmondson puts it up too hard. Coming out of bounds, and the Blue Dragons will keep it.
Stays on this side of the floor. A couple of Pine Ridge players there, white dress, and Blackhorn, neither one was able to get to it.
Keela Carnicle will inbound for Garretson. Blue Dragons trailing by 3. Quick shot on the way, right side. It is up and good. Give that to Tisha Carnicle just inside the line.
Wow, you talk about a catch and shoot. Wasted no time as the ball had no sooner hit her hands than she turned it loose.
Blue Dragons in the zone defense. White dress will get it to Blackhorn. Quick pass to the right side. Aim in corner. That was more set. Here's White dress. Wants to drive. Lost the ball. Top of the circle. Big throw. Left side they come. Blackhorn. Quick pass on the right side. Driving the baseline is more set. Gets away from Bettelyoon. She saves it. 4:45 to go. Clock still running. No shot clock. White dress puts it up. Good to foul!
What a move by White dress. Got position in on the inside of the low block. Started left across the lane. Came back to her right once the defense kind of shifted a little bit. Used the left hand to lay it in.
3-point lead for the Thorpes. They can try to make it 4. Finish your thought, Jeff. Sorry.
That's just the type of player the white dress is. That's why she's so important to this Pine Ridge Lady Thorpe team.
Santana white dress misses the free throw. Cannot convert the 3-point play. Rebound to Garretson. Blue Dragons will bring it down. Region 3A champion Garretson Blue Dragons trailing by 3 at 24-21. 4:25 to go. Third quarter. Bly hung up. Wants the driveway. Top of the circle. And Carnicle tries to connect with Carnicle. Throws it over Tila's head. And out of bounds it goes. One of those plays that could very well come up in a family reunion in 30 years. Well, what about the time in Spearfish you threw the basketball 3 feet over my head? Nah, I doubt it. Garretson is trailing 24-21. Pine Ridge leads it. 4:19 in the third. Back after this on South Dakota Public Broadcasting. Four minutes, 19 seconds in the third period. Pine Ridge with the 3-point lead. And the Thorpes with the basketball as they try to advance in the consolation round to the consolation championship game, a.k.a. the game for 5th place tomorrow. White dress has the ball. Down low they come. Betting unit, a big crowd. Wants to get rid of it. Kick it off on the left side. Morissette wants help. Get it to White dress. Santana on the drive. The shot. It is up. No good, but she's fouled. She'll get 2.
Well, and again, going to the strength of Santana White dress. Right now, that is on the inside. One of those players that can either hurt you from the outside or the inside.
And right now, she'll stand at the line 15 feet away from the basket with nobody guarding her and try to hit 2 shots. She can make it 26-21 if she gets it done.
Big minutes for the freshman in this half, Gary, with Richard on the bench in foul trouble. Brianna Bigcrow has played some pretty big minutes.
Cortez standing there is coming in now. Yeah, Bigcrow, her first action in the tournament. She did not play yesterday in the loss to Sioux Valley, but she has had some good things happen. Second shot off the back of the iron and no good. Coming up with it is Tisha Carnicle. Has struggled a bit with the ball, but she's able to trap it in, get it done. And here's Edmondson. She works against Bigcrow between the circles. Looking toward the left side, looking right side. Keeps the dribble going. 3:40 to get to go in the third quarter. Tisha Carnicle will have it. She'll dribble right side. Bouncer to the right side, line extended. Mutter, she's fouled. Foul on Santana White dress.
That will be the third team foul on Pine Ridge this half.
Blue Dragons shooting 8 of 20 for the game, 40%. Pine Ridge 8 of 30 for just under 27%. Those are the stats for the game. Carnicle with the bouncer on the top right side. Vandenberg is back in. Edmondson wide open, won't take the 3-pointer, wants the driveway. Here she comes on the drive. Shots up and good. Haley Edmondson.
Forced her way in there.
Didn't have a lot of room, but saw what she did have and made it work. 24-23 Thorpe. Shot right side. No good on the part of Standing Bear. She wanted the 3-pointer and couldn't get it done. Garretson on the board. Pine Ridge doing an awful lot of one and done offensively right now, John, and that's got to concern Laura Bigcrow. Ball is loose. Bigcrow will take it. It will come to Standing Bear. She'll slow it down, set it up, couldn't get around the Blue Dragons. And here comes Tisha Carnicle. Carnicle steps on the out-of-bounds line, and a foul is going to be called on Pine Ridge.
Fouls on Morissette on that sideline. That's why Carnicle stepped out of bounds, was because she was kind of pushed that direction by Morissette.
Morissette picks up the personal for the Thorpes. Third team foul in the first half for Pine Ridge. Garretson is committed 2. Garretson's down 1. They've got the basketball. Edmondson works on Bigcrow. Bouncer to the right side. Carnicle. Tisha will stop with the bouncer on the left for Mutter. Line extended. Mutter all tied up. Traveling violation is the call. I thought when the whistle blew it was going to be a travel and perhaps a foul on White dress, but the travel comes first.
White dress right there in her face. Kind of forced her to take a little half step back. There's the foul or the travel.
Santana White dress, the basketball on the high right, switch the hands of the dribble. Shauna Bigcrow has it on the high left. She lost control of the dribble, got it back, staring down the Garretson zone. Down low they come to White dress. Backs down, turns, fires, misses. Mutter there for the authority rebound for Garretson. Blue Dragons bring it down. 2 minutes, 23 to go. Ball knocked out. Garretson keeps it. Dave Mutter exhorting the troops here with 2 minutes and 23 to go. Substitution in for Pine Ridge. That is Blackmorn. And she'll replace Bigcrow in the lineup for Pine Ridge. Lady Thorpes have led it most of the third period. Right now their lead of 1 at 24-23. Marla Vandenberg flying down the floor for the Blue Dragons. Down across the line comes Edmondson. Haley calls out the new play. Quick pass to the top left side of the circle. Down low they come. Carnicle trying to get it to Carnicle. Shot left side. Vandenberg can't find the throw. Ball is going to come in the hands of Mutter. All tied up and a held ball called. Ball will stay with Garretson.
And it's only a 1-point lead for Pine Ridge. 24-23. Lady Thorpes 25% from the field. Garretson better, Jerry, at 42%, but when you look at the free throw percentage, not so good. They're 4 of 15 from the free throw line.
Drive on the dime for Edmondson, no good. She's fouled in the process, and she'll get 2 shots. Haley Edmondson fouled, as the foul is going to go on Morissette. That'll be number 3 for her. And at the free throw strike, Haley Edmondson. She can tie it and then give Garretson the lead. Has to hit both to do that. First one, no good. You just get to the point, if you don't have a good game free throw shooting or don't have a good series, you get to the point where you just dread going up there. And I'm not saying that's where Haley Edmondson's head is right now, but when you're 15, 16 years old, you're on a statewide stage and you struggle, it gets to be an awfully hard thing to break. Second free throw was no good. Blackhorn coming up with the board. Here she comes. She's across the line. Pocket pick by Mutter. Nice job on the steal by Brianna Mutter. Garretson will get the ball back. And here they come. Jaden Bly back in the ball game. Working toward the left side against Hernandez. She's on the high left. Comes top of the wheel. Tila. And throwing it out of bounds. Tila Carnicle wanted it for somebody who wasn't there down low. Threw it out. And Pine Ridge will get it back. A couple new players for the Garretson squad. One of them is Peyton Heitkamp. Suri Woolman is in as well. Minute 34 and counting, third quarter. Thorpe have the lead. Pine Ridge 24, Garretson 23. Blackhorn has it between the circles. High dribble, looking down low to get it off the white dress. Shot from 13, good.
Well, Woolman didn't come out on challenge around that shot. Just elected to sit back there a little bit and left the white dress with enough room to get the jumper off, and sent him as too good a player to do that.
Well, Sioux Falls Roosevelt has its angry up this afternoon in the AA tournament, taking an early 12-3 lead on Rapid City Stevens. AA tournament in Brookings. Get to the B score. And Lyman and Kimball White Lake playing now, dribbling the ball off her foot and out of bounds was the Garretson player Bly. We come the other way to Pine Ridge. Thorpe's and the Blue Dragons meeting for the first and I guess only time this year. As the season will end with the state tournament, Cassandra Blackhorn has it toward the center circle. On the high right, goes off Hernandez. She saves it somehow. White dress can't get the pass to her, and the ball is coming to Garretson. 51 seconds to go, third period. Bly across the line. Bly setting up the new play, sending Vandenberg in all directions down low. Off the screen, coming right side for Butter. Looks low, ball is loose. Comes into the hands of Heitkamp. Shots on the way from 5, it's no good. Rebound fought for, still a big scrum under the floor, and a held ball is called. It goes to Pine Ridge.
Well, even though the teams are not shooting that great this afternoon, hasn't stymied any of their aggressiveness, has it?
No, it hasn't. We've had a lot of players on the floor going after loose balls. And that has happened several times here today. 30 seconds to go. Third quarter. Standing Bear just about lost the ball. Able to keep it somehow. Wants the driveway. Shoots. Fires. Got it. Drive on the dive by Standing Bear. Makes it 28-23. 17 seconds left to go. And a foul is going to go on Standing Bear. What's that about, son?
That's her third foul. And, well, we talked about this yesterday. We talked about the deal with assistant coach Dale Pine today. Her conditioning is not where it should be. And if you haven't heard the story, Cortez Standing Bear had surgery for a torn meniscus 2 weeks ago. And this is her first time playing, and with the knee surgery, there's no way you can stay in shape. That's a travel.
Blue Dragons down the floor. Shot goes in, but won't count because Edmondson travels. And with 9.4 seconds left and a 5-point lead, the Pine Ridge Thorpes have the basketball. Blackhorn bringing it down. Vandenberg under top of the defense. Get it off the white dress. They've got 3. They've got 2. Someone's got a launch. Here's the launch at the buzzer. No good. But a 35-footer that went 33. Nothing doing. 28-23. Pine Ridge leads after 3 quarters. Back with the fourth after this on South Dakota Public Broadcasting. Through 3 periods, consolation round game here in Spearfish. Pine Ridge leading Garretson 26-23 the score. 27% field goal shooting for the Blue Dragons. As soon as the computer repopulates, we'll tell you more. Garretson's ball struck the third quarter in a 5-point hole. Just underway to start quarter number 4. I might have said 3. I meant 4. Ball is loose down low. Never got to Edmondson. Still loose on the floor. Mutter will take it. Wants to drive. Give it to Edmondson. Shots on the way. Double team. Got hit. Nothing called. Rebound to Pine Ridge. And now a foul. Jim Haskamp, the official, is going to call that one on Blackhorn. Cassandra, I'm sorry, not Blackhorn. That'll be Jaden Bly who will pick it up. Garretson player rather than Pine Ridge picking up the personal foul. Garretson 39% shooting after 3 quarters, 9 of 23. Pine Ridge 28%. Shot white dress, 10-footer, side of the iron, no good. Rebound into the hands of Mutter. And we come the other way as Garretson will take the ball, and the foul is going to go on Tatiana Hernandez for Pine Ridge.
Well, Hernandez just reaching in to trying to lock him up and to get a jump ball called. Got a little too much of the arm that time.
Here comes Bly over the line, heads left side, got some room, coming over to Tila Carnicle, driving, got a whistle, foul on the block is going on Cortez Standing Bear. She knew it.
Well, we started talking about Standing Bear and the fact that she's just a couple of weeks removed from surgery and seeing her first action in a couple of weeks and the conditioning not being there, that's a sign of that. We saw on the foul. You tend to not move your feet as well, kind of reach, and that's what she did there. Another little half step, another step to the side. She'd been in good position, but just couldn't get there.
And we saw a few times yesterday how it affected her dribble in particular, because she couldn't make the cuts she's used to making, and that feels differently, and it takes some getting used to.
Well, you talk to Cortez, she's fine. She wanted to play. She's been cleared to play, and I'm sure Coach Big Crow is not going to argue with her. If the kid wants to play, let her play, and she's doing fantastic.
Carnicle's first free throw is good. Tila eyes the prize for the second, trying to make it 28-25, and she did it. Looked a little short when it left her hand, but able to get the drop. 28-25 the score. Pine Ridge leading, 7:15 to go in regulation time.
Well, they're starting the fourth quarter with Richard back in there with those 4 fouls. We'll see how long that takes.
Bediyoun wants the baseline right side. Mutter says no. They come over to Blackhorn. Down low in the post. Work for White Dress. Santana White Dress puts it up a good fadeaway J from 7 feet. She got it.
A little step back jump shot.
30-25 score. Pine Ridge up by 5, their biggest lead today. Ball left side. Tisha Carnicle at amen corner. Down low, Edmondson shots up, rolls around, can't by the thrill. Bly had her pocket pick. It's coming to the Pine Ridge Storm. Richard with her 4 fouls has the basketball to the baseline left on the drive. Shots up, no good. Bly the rebound. Garretson coming the other way with 6:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Bly across the line. Richard on her on the defense for Pine Ridge. Off the screen. Shot from 15. Back of the rim. Can't by the thrill. And the rebound go to nobody. We got a foul on the push. And it goes on Garretson.
Well, and Edmondson was trying to get out of the way and just couldn't. Coming up from behind that time with a little bit of a push. Or enough of a push for the whistle to be blown.
6 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Coming up in just a bit will be Webster. They'll take on Mount Vernon-Plankinton together consolation round game. John Sieber happy to bring you the call a little bit later on. Right side, shot for 3 is on the way. Bediyoun misses everything. 22-footer it was. It went 23. Out of bounds. It coming to Garretson. 6 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Last scores we have, Kimball leading Lyman after 1 quarter, 11-10. The B Consolation Tournament. Sioux Falls Roosevelt leading Rapid City Stevens 12-3. That's in the first quarter. That has not repopulated in our system for a while, so that's probably different, but that's the last score we have. On top, Tisha Carnicle looking down low. Nobody's there. Tisha wants the baseline right side. Stops at amen corner. Now gets out of that. Coming over to Bly. Jaden Bly around the wheel to the left side. Ball comes to the left. Mutter's there. Looks low. Nothing there. Stops at the baseline. Whistle. Foul on the block on Pine Ridge. And that should go on Bediyoun.
Bediyoun is going to be a call for that.
So Bediyoun commits the foul at the free throw line. Brianna Mutter. Mutter 60% from the foul stripe for this season. 30-25. Pine Ridge leads. 5:34 to go. Mutter looks. Mutter shoots. Hit it.
Mutter scores.
It was a shot only a Mutter could love, but she got it. Are you like napping over there, John, or just refusing to acknowledge?
They told me not to encourage it.
Okay. Second free throw. Good. 30-26. No good, I mean. And with a 30-26 score, Garretson has the ball once again in the steal. Quick pass, right side. Mutter's there. Mutter comes top of the wheel. Tila Carnicle down low. It's knocked away by White Dress. Just about saved by Bly. She's the last person to touch it. Pine Ridge gets it back.
First time in 34 years Garretson's been to the state tournaments. the boys team has never made state basketball tournament.
Webster's had a long streak between tournaments, haven't they?
33 years for Webster. So,
and the Webster Bearcats coming up in just a few minutes here. State A tournament in Spearfish. Blackhorn wide open three-pointer in front of the rim and no good. Put up just a hair soft. Benayoun gets the rebound, pinballed out to her. And Pine Ridge is going to keep it on their end. Down low they come. It's off Blackhorn. Actually off a Garretson player and out of bounds. Blackhorn and the Thorpes will keep it. 4 minutes and 51 seconds to go. Garretson calling for a media timeout. Interesting way to talk strategy with the team. They get it done. It works. 30-26. Pine Ridge leading. 4:51 to go, and we are back after you watch this on South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
well, it is 30-26. Pine Ridge leading after the media timeout called by Coach Mutter. We've agreed he only gets one of those per game.
I didn't know he had a broadcasting degree.
I didn't know he could.
That's pretty good. Down low for the Thorpe. Shots in the way, Morissette. Beautiful job. Just get it on. Get it down low. Morissette took care of the rest. It is now 32-26. Pine Ridge leading. And Garretson with a bit of a hill to climb here in the final 4 minutes and change of this consolation round game. Bly has it right side. Can't get it down low. Now put it up over Richard. She misses that too hard. Edmondson the board. Partially deflected. It's loose on the floor. Blackhorn in the scrum against Carnicle. It's out of bounds. It goes to Pine Ridge.
Carnicle couldn't get it secured before she went out of bounds with it. Just did the smart thing. Took it out of bounds with her instead of throwing it back in. And I get talking a little bit here to Carnicle and Richard. Going with a double team in the backcourt.
Here comes Richard against some defensive pressure from Carnicle. The other Carnicle back there as well. Not a factor that time of the defense. Richard sails it down low. This is Benayoun over to White Dress. Ball knocked loose. Tisha Carnicle, pretty steal. And a nice job deflecting the pass. Get it to Tila Carnicle. There she is. Can't hang on. Puts it up over to right side. Edmondson. Good to foul!
Well, it worked. I'm sure it wasn't exactly the way Coach Mutter drew it up in that media timeout, but you'll take it for it.
So I wonder what happens. We've had our one media timeout for the quarter. What happens if someone were to call another one?
Well, they probably have to tee you up.
Okay.
Not me, but you.
Me?
Yes.
It's up and good for Edmondson. 32-29 the score. I will confess something. Now I won't. All right. Right side whistle foul. That'll go on Carnicle. She runs into the back of Richard. Richard was dribbling and then stopped. Tisha Carnicle running right into the back of her, and she's going to get the foul regardless, intentional or no. 3:57, fourth quarter. Thorpes by 3 at 32-29, and Pine Ridge will have the basketball. Laura Big Crow wants a word with the official. I'm not sure what it is. She's getting the basketball, whether it's something she's seen Garretson doing that she's not happy with or what it is. Here's the long shot. Shot from White Dress is no good. Just got it off the side of the rim. Bly tries the rebound, and Bly gets fouled.
Well, we're going to whistle Morissette with the foul. During that, while they were getting ready to shoot the free throw, they have to take the ball out of bounds. The official come over and had a little chat with Richard and with Carnicle. Those players it's been pretty good battle with those two players.
The thing that could save Garretson right now, they're in the double bonus. Pine Ridge is not close. In fact, the Blue Dragons have 2 fouls to give. 3:50 to go. Bly can pull it to 1 point. Gotta hit the first. Missed it.
Well, and that puts Garretson on the afternoon. Gary 8 of 22 at the free throw line.
Second shot on the way for Bly. Got that one.
Pine Ridge is 7 of 13.
Every little bit helps. Pine Ridge has the lead of 2. 3:45 to go, fourth quarter. Blackhorn gets it to Richard. Richard with 4 fouls and a whole boatload of points. Lost the basketball. Coming to White Dress up top. Holds to the right side of the circle. Wants the driveway. Shot from 13. Side of the rim. No good. Bly getting the rebound. Jaden Bly and a host of Blue Dragons. The only people underneath. When the shot came down, no good. Nice job by Morissette on the steal attempt. Just ran out of room, and it's out of bounds, and Garretson keeps it.
Oh, Morissette was kind of laying back on that one, just baiting them right into the pass to the wing. She had it all set up, just couldn't secure the basketball.
Keeler-Carnicle inbound. They come left side to Mutter. Bounce pass on the down low. Shots on the way
Traveled.
for Edmondson. She travels. Oh, that was textbook. Because she tried to put it up on the pump fake, but left her feet. And that's where the travel came from.
Well, good job on the defensive help side that time from, I think it was Morissette that came rolling in. Came to the sagged off her man that came down to help out and forced the travel. And Standing Bear is going to check in here.
Standing Bear with the long lead feed. The outlet coming to Betayoun with the high dribble, high right. Top left side. Standing Bear lost control of the pass, able to get it back. Right side, Betayoun, three-pointer on the way. It's off the side of the rim and no good. Coming up with it is Standing Bear. She fouled. Foul is going to go on Edmondson. Haley Edmondson will pick up her fourth personal foul. Evidently, they're not keeping that statistical information on the board here because Edmondson has 4 fouls. They show her for 1 with 7 points. As scoreboard issues evidently are continuing here in Spearfish. 32-30, 3 minutes, 9 seconds to go. And again, it's been an interesting game in the fact, John, that it's been hard for any team to get a real run here. And when they've had the chance to score, a lot of times shots haven't fallen for either team.
Well, when you get as many turnovers as the teams that have and as many missed field goals, shooting percentages and the turnovers are really going to kind of limit the flow of what you can do, and that's what we're seeing here with these two teams. Although one good change, Gary, from yesterday, when the officials, during the timeout, the officials, they have kids here that will bring the water out to the officials on the court. They went with water bottles with covers today instead of the cups of water.
Right.
Because yesterday we had times where we had to hold up the game action because we were wiping up water from the court with it spilled over the side of the cup.
That can be just a bit dangerous.
That's a good change.
Yeah.
That's a good change.
That and eliminating the jump ball after every basket, probably the best rules ever to come out of basketball.
Look for coming down the stretcher. Look for Richard and White Dress, Carnicle and Bly. The two Carnicles and Bly. There've been pretty good battles going on between there, and now Richard into it again with Carnicle. Just watch the physicality of what's going on.
Ball is taken away by Carnicle on the inbound from Standing Bear and taken right back by Santana White Dress. All kinds of pressure. Ball goes out of bounds. Spartans have it.
Wow. White Dress surrounded by 4 Garretson Blue Dragons in the corner, and one of the Garretson players reaches in and knocks it out of bounds.
3:02 to go. Fourth quarter. Pine Ridge leading by 2. They have led, well, since the beginning of the second half. We were tied at 18. And now 32-30, Garretson is not led in half number 2. Coming up, falling down was Richard. She's fouled.
Well, Richard just kind of ran into kind of got their feet tangled up with Carnicle.
Right.
And down she went. And unfortunate, but they have to call the foul in that situation.
Keisha Carnicle will get the personal foul. At the free throw line in this 32-30 game is Richard. Jaylene Richard looks. First one is up. It's good. 2:51. Garretson by no means out of this one. Just 33-30. Still a one-possession game at this point.
Well, and Richard right now with 9 points on the game. Set for a big chunk of that third quarter with those foul troubles. Playing right now with 4. Also on the court with 4. Morissette, Betayoun, and it's Edmondson for Garretson in foul difficulty.
34-30, Pine Ridge leading. Ball thrown away, but knocked out of bounds by Pine Ridge, and Garretson will keep it. Tila Carnicle will inbound for Garretson. Blue Dragons down 4 with 2:41 to go. Bouncer off the hands of Mutter. Pine Ridge is going to get it. Here comes Betayoun. She's across the stripe, setting up the offense, moving toward the high right, looking for help. White Dress is there. Santana White Dress with the tape left wrist and thumb area. Has the basketball, not doing much with the left hand right now. That's the one that's taped. Ball to the top of the circle. Down low they come. Here is Standing Bear shot. The high shot on the layup. No good. Rebound is up. Good to foul.
Well, and for White Dress, instead of just making the pass and getting out of the way, made the pass, dropped to the box, and waited for the shot. Waited to get him. Got in position to rebound. And right there for the putback. And here in the last minute or so, it's been Pine Ridge. Gary has been making the plays.
Shots on the way for White Dress, good. 3-point play successful. 37-30. Pine Ridge leading Garretson. Winner advancing to the consolation championship game tomorrow, where they will take on either Winner or Mt Vernon-Plankinton. Whoever loses this game will get the other team. Shot on the way, three-pointer Carnicle. Tried it for 22, went 20, out of bounds. Pine Ridge has it.
Webster and Mt Vernon-Plankinton coming up next. About 20-25 minutes after this one is over. Those teams waiting in the wings.
And here comes Pine Ridge with the basketball. Over the line, Standing Bear. Stops right side. Whistle, quick foul. Somebody got just enough of the body to have the foul committed. I'm thinking that's Carnicle who'll pick up the personal. It will be Tila Carnicle who'll get the foul. And coming into the game, if she doesn't break the score table, will be Jaden Bly. And she doesn't. We're good. Coming out of the game will be Mara Vandenberg. Standing Bear. Cortez Standing Bear. Looks, fires the first, no good. All she's going to get, just a single bonus. This time for Pine Ridge. Garretson's got to get a move on. Long way to go and a short time to get there for the Blue Dragons, trailing by 7 with 1:45 to go. Around the wheel is Garretson. Top of the circle is Edmondson. Haley thought about the three. Wants to find somebody down low. They got to get some points. Flies on the shot. Off the back of the iron. Comes right into the hands of Standing Bear, and she is fouled as soon as she gets the rebound.
Well, it's at point of the game and time of the game here with 1:35 to play. You're down 7 for Garretson. We got to press just a little bit, and that's exactly what Carnicle was doing that time when she ran into the back of Standing Bear. Now with Cortez Standing Bear, 2 points, 3 boards on the afternoon.
Standing Bear, number 34 on the uniform, as you can see. First one is on the way, skips out, no good. Free throw shooting has been difficult for everybody concerned today.
Well, Pine Ridge now 10 of 18, 9 of 24 for Garretson.
Second one is on the way. Standing Bear got that one. 1:35 to go. Blackhorn will replace Standing Bear in the lineup. And again, not really showing a lot of ill effects from the knee surgery a couple of weeks ago. If there's an issue with Standing Bear's play, it's something to do with conditioning. He just hadn't had a chance to do anything since the meniscus surgery. Edmondson on the drive, puts it up. They give her the wide first down there in the lane, and she put it up and in. And a timeout is called by Garretson. They'll take a short timeout with 1:20 to go. They've got to make up 6 points in 80 seconds, John.
Well, and they have no more 30-second timeouts left, so they'll have to take a 60-second timeout with the stoppage in play. Semifinals tonight. First game of the night will be St. Thomas More and Sioux Valley. St. Thomas More beating this Garretson squad yesterday. Sioux Valley held off Pine Ridge 60-49. The second semifinal will have Winner, who won in overtime last night against Mt Vernon-Plankinton. Winner will be taking on Elk Point Jefferson.
So if you're Sioux Valley's coach, Leah Pitts, how do you get your girls taking on the #1 team of the state? They looked excellent yesterday in their win over Garretson. How do you get your players to quit thinking about it?
I don't think you can. I think they have to at some point. And that's what we talked about, Gary, was, you know, teams coming in here, they're not afraid of St. Thomas More. They respect them and respect what they've done. And I think that's where it comes in with Coach Pitts and Sioux Valley. They're the next in line. And just in the game tonight, they have to break the pressure, get the ball across the court, and set up and run your offense. And that's where we talked to Garretson coaches. They said, man, we didn't realize how long the arms that those St. Thomas More girls had.
They were just everywhere, all over the court for 32 solid minutes, and they just kept coming. Just a very deep team. Brandon Candle and hands down here. Whistle and a foul, and hitting the deck was White Dress. Nothing intentional. Tila Carnicle helping her up. 1:06 to go. 6-point lead for Pine Ridge. And still waiting to see what the fouls are about. It will be a 2-shot foul, and White Dress will come to the stripe for both of those. White Dress looks. shoots. First one is no good.
Great overhead shot.
I love that. They have an overhead camera here, and a lot of times what they'll do is go to that top shot. You have to be a little bit less than squeamish maybe to take a look at that. But
I want to, right there you go. I want to see how they get the guy up there with the camera. That's what I want to know.
I know. Obviously he's a really short guy because I don't see anybody. 39-32, minute to go, fourth quarter. Pine Ridge up 7, and they got the basketball again. Down the floor, Santana.
Which one of the interns do you guys make go up there for that?
Why do you think we have so many interns in our building? It's not a cost savings. They're willing to do that stuff. 44 seconds. Top right of the circle is White Dress trying to make Garretson come after them. They do. Mutter picks up the foul.
Coach Mutter yelling the foul. You have to go foul him, and it took him a while to catch up with him. Pine Ridge doing a good job keeping the ball ahead of the pressure.
This is just game 1 of 4 going on today in Spearfish. You're wondering why other games are at halftime. We got the late start because of the time change here, being in Mountain Time in Spearfish. Shot is on the way, up and good for White Dress. White Dress really favoring that left wrist, isn't she?
Yes, she is. And I didn't see where the injury occurred because she's been on the floor numerous times today.
Right. And she did not come into the game with the bandage.
No, the bandage has been added since the game.
Channeling her inner Morin Duffy. Duffy to get the free throws. 41-32, Pine Ridge leading it. Long shot of the way for Bly. That's off the glass and no good. Rebound will come to Pine Ridge. With it is Morissette. Lying on the floor, Richard looking for somebody down low, and a whistle. Whistle and a foul is going to go. Tila Carnicle gets it on the push, and Pine Ridge will go back to the line for 2 more. That was quite a throw.
It was. Almost as good as arm as Hoosier.
41-32 our score here. Kimball White Lake leading Lyman at halftime. Consolation Bees in here on 22-16. Sioux Falls Roosevelt 10 better than Rapid City Stevens at the half in AA, 44-34. It's 42-32 here. And I think Laura Big Crow and the Thorpes can just about taste it now, John.
Well, if I remember correctly, they played for the Consolation Championship last time they were here, when we were here a couple of years ago.
Well, Garretson wouldn't have.
No, Pine Ridge.
Pine Ridge did, yes indeed. Shots up on the left side. It's up, fire the hole, give it to Edmondson. Timeout called. Dave Mutter not giving up on this one. 18.3 seconds left. Pine Ridge leads it by 8 at 43-35. So you've got a very short amount of time on the clock. You've got an 8-point deficit. What do you do to get back into this? You need 3 possessions to get back in to tie or take the lead.
Got a foul right away. Hope they miss the shot. Hope to miss the free throws and to give you a chance to get another 3 on the way and hopefully make the threes. There's a lot of ifs in that scenario, Mr. Ellenbolt.
And basically, it's kind of the only tool left in the toolbox for Garretson right now.
That's it. Haven't been here in 34 years. You'd like to come down here and get a couple of wins, one for at the least, and then you're not gonna be happy going home without trying your darndest.
Right, absolutely true. All right, so the winner here again, playing the 1:45 Mountain Time consolation game tomorrow. Winner and Mt Vernon-Plankinton playing to overtime in the game last night. In the final first round game, Mt Vernon-Plankinton's Titans will be playing in a few minutes. They'll take on the Webster Bearcats. 35 for Garretson, 43 for Pine Ridge. Thorpes with the basketball. Richard with the quick pass to the right side. With it is Hernandez, who's back in. On top for a second was White Dress. She'll get it again. Down low they come. Whistle, foul. That goes on Tisha Carnicle.
And that should be enough to do it right there. Great job by Pine Ridge, showing outstanding coaching, keeping the ball ahead of the pressure. That is the 5th team of foul, or the 5th foul on Carnicle.
Tisha Carnicle will leave the game. Garretson will start things in all probability tomorrow at noon Mountain Time. We'll have all 4 games, of course, in the Saturday session on SDPB TV2. Free throw up, no good. That has to be really hard. Of course, you count on that opposite hand to kind of balance the basketball, provide some support as it goes up. And now you don't have that opportunity. Shots on the way. Second one for White Dress. It's good.
It's like a golfer putting with only one hand. Might look a little different.
With two, with one. Here's Bly with the shot. No good. Game over. 44-35. Pine Ridge to the Consolation Championship. They will take on the Blue Dragons of Garretson. Actually, just did. Garretson will head for the 7th place game. That will be at noon Mountain Time tomorrow. They'll take on whoever loses our next contest between the Titans of Mt Vernon-Plankinton and the Webster Bearcats. We will take a break, dissect this one. Pine Ridge wins it by 9. We are back after these announcements for you on member-supported South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
Free statewide broadcast of this South Dakota High School Sports Championship is underwritten by the thousands of members of the Friends of South Dakota Public Broadcasting, by Mid-Continent Communications, and by Dakota Bank.
The teams for the second game of the afternoon session are on the floor here at the Donald Young Center, campus of the Black Hills State University. Not the Black Hills State University, but just simply Black Hills State. In Spearfish, I'm Gary Ellenbolt, John Seaver alongside for the state Class A tournament. Second consolation game coming up between the Mt Vernon-Plankinton Titans and the Bearcats of Webster. And a couple of loud, enthusiastic cheering sections coming up here. Our first game going to Pine Ridge. The Thorns getting a 9-point decision over Garretson. 44-35 is the other score. Some of the other scores going on today. Spearfish has defeated Harrisburg in the Class A tournament. 48-45 as that final score as the Spartans advance to the consolation title game. And coming up here, some of the other games, Kimball and Lemmon. Kimball at halftime leading Lemmon, Kimball-White Lake, that is, 27-21. And Lemmon has defeated Gayville-Volin in the B tournament 55-41. Halftime, Sioux Falls Roosevelt leading Rapid City Stevens 44-34. Garretson for the game, shooting 33%, 12 of 36. Three-point land, they tried 6, made 2. They were 9 of 24 for the free throw line. That is a big teller of the tale right here at Spearfish. Rebounds, they got 36 out, rebounding the Thorns by 4. They end up with 22 team fouls, 27 turnovers in the game, and no blocked shots as Garretson falls to a 44-35 defeat at the hands of the Pine Ridge Thorns. Individual scoring coming up momentarily here on South Dakota Public Broadcasting. In fact, we'll take a break, come back with the individual scoring and the numbers for both these teams right after this from Spearfish on South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
Free statewide broadcast of this South Dakota High School Championship event is brought to you in part by the thousands of members of the Friends of South Dakota Public Broadcasting, by Farmers Union Insurance, by SDN Communications, and by the independent insurance agents of South Dakota.
Back in Spearfish at the Donald Young Center, Pine Ridge winning 44-35 over Garretson. Scoring for the Blue Dragons, Haley Edmondson did the bulk of it. 17 of the 35 points. That's a little bit under half of the points coming from one player. Edmondson 6 of 15 from the field, 3 of 9 at the free throw line. Hit 2 3-pointers that she took, and 17 points. Down the line we go. We go all the way down to Tisha Carnicle with 6 points. 4 points in the game for Tila Carnicle, 3 for Jaden Bly. Also with the scoring opportunities for the Blue Dragons, have Bly with 3, as mentioned. Peyton Heitkamp coming off the bench with 2 points for the Blue Dragons. Suri Woolman not playing a lot, ended up in some foul trouble early, and she comes up with 2 points. The Pine Ridge Thorps get the win with 28% field goal shooting, 13 of 46. Three-point land, tried 19, made 1. That's 5.25%. Good interest rate on a CD, not so good for three-point territory. 17 of 27 at the free throw line, that's for 63%. They get 38 rebounds, steal 15 times, 16 turnovers to 27 for the Blue Dragons, and have 21 team fouls in the game. Taking a look at the scoring for the Thorps, it goes something like this. Pine Ridge is paced. Couple of players in double figures. Santana Whitedress, 6 of 16 from the field, 5 of 10 free throw line, 17 points. Shailene Richard in foul trouble for the entire second half. She had 12 points. 6 for Jo Beth Morissette. There were 3 points for Cassandra Blackhorn. Lynette Medellin coming up with 2 points, 3 points for Cortez standing there off the bench. And Tashana Hernandez coming up with 1 point. Pine Ridge advances. The Thorpes will be taking on whoever wins this game between Mt Vernon-Plankinton and Webster. That is coming up as the second portion of our afternoon session here at the State Girls Basketball Tournament on the campus of Black Hills State University. Other games going on around the AA tournament. 48-45 win for Spearfish over Harrisburg. Sioux Falls Roosevelt leading Rapid City Stevens at halftime, 44-34. Kimball leading Lemmon at the half, 27-21 in the B tournament. And Lemmon has defeated Gayville-Volin. That was 55-41. Lemmon playing for a consolation championship, as is Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Well, not just yet, but Spearfish will play in the Class A consolation championship game tomorrow. We will take another break. We'll come back and bring you more of the activity from Spearfish. Pine Ridge wins. They'll await the winner of this game for the consolation championship. And we are back after this on South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
Free statewide broadcast of this South Dakota High School Sports Championship is underwritten by the thousands of members of the Friends of South Dakota Public Broadcasting, by Mid-Continent Communications, and by Dakota Bank.
That's a bad idea, isn't it?
Well, the cheer coach at Garretson is named Shelley Long. I'll give you $10 if you take a bottle of water over to her and say cheers. $10. Coming down the floor is Richard.
Can we wait till halftime?
What's that?
Can we wait till halftime?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay.
All right. Right side, thinking about it, was White Dress. Down low they come. Benningham lost the basketball. It's loose down low. Got a foul. Foul is on Pine Ridge. We're coming the other way. Jim Haskamp will have the call of this first personal foul of the ball game. Foul is on Benningham on the hand check. And with 6:56 to go in quarter number one, Garretson gets its second possession. Against token pressure from the Pine Ridge defense, Blind will bring it across the line. Dribbles left hand, works around the circle right side, gets it off to Tila Carnicle. Carnicle, quick bounce pass. Mutter has it on the high left, looking down low for somebody, nobody's there. Right side, Tisha Carnicle, shot on the way from 17. Off the back of the iron, no good, off Mutter, and it's off of Thorpe, and Garretson's going to get the basketball. I really thought Mutter was the last one to touch it.
No, but Morstead came over from behind, reached over and slapped the ball out of bounds, which is probably a good thing. Otherwise, they probably could have whistled her up for the foul.
No score, 6:37 left. Quick shot on the way. This is Edmondson who tried it and camped by the Torella. The rebound's coming to Pine Ridge.
Very impressed right now, Gary, with the way that Garretson is hitting the offensive boards.
Showing a little bit of zone defense. On the top right of the circle, White Dress, three-pointer on the way, back of the iron and no good. Ball rolls around, loose on the floor, taken by the Thorpes, and a held ball's called. It goes to Pine Ridge.
Staying right here. Both teams coming out scrapping, and kind of continuation of yesterday for both teams, Gary. Kind of cold from the field.
All right, now no score, and we're almost 2 minutes into this first period here in Spearfish. Top right side of the circle. Rolling around the right side. One and set it up down low. Nothing doing there. Never got the more set as it's taken away by Garretson. Bly hits the backcourt trap. Ball loose on the floor. Bly in a fight with Richard, and we keep it in Garretson's possession.
A little more intense with the pressure that time in the backcourt between White Dress and Richard.
Edmondson will inbound. Jaden Bly trying to get loose around Richard. And the inbound comes, and here comes Garretson. Nothing for Garretson, nothing for Pine Ridge. 2 minutes gone, 6 to play in the first quarter. This consolation lid lifter at the Donald Young Center in Spearfish. Tila Carnicle with their shot. That goes off the rim, won't go. Rebound is going to come finally to Richard. Here she comes down the floor. Richard gets across the Seiko stripe. Quick pass to the left side. This, with the drive, is Blackhorn. Come to the left side. Shot from Amen corner is short. White Dress tried it from 20. It went 18. Rebound is going to come to the Blue Dragons. Here comes Garretson down the floor, still looking for the first points of the ball game. Jaden Bly will get the new call from Kevin Steckler and Dave Mutter. Rolling right side is Bly. Lost the basketball. Got it back. Working around the corner. Hand to the right. In corner. They come to Mutter. Down low. Edmondson. Wide open up and good.
Well, that's what Garretson has to do. They have to get Edmondson involved early. That's the first time they got a chance where she could post up on the block and get good position on the Medellin and was able to make the move.
First points go to the Blue Dragons. It's 2-0 rather. Santana White Dress has the basketball. Coming left side, Blackhorn. Finds room in the driveway. Looks down low. White Dress shot is not going to go. And We come the other way as a foul is going to be called before the shot.
Foul before.
This is a production of South Dakota Public Broadcasting, made possible by the Friends of SDPB. Pledge your support for quality programming. Call Friends at 800-333-0789 or donate online at sdpb.org. You may purchase this video and many others online at our website. Click on Shop SDPB. And thank you.
This high school activities championship event is conducted under the auspices of the South Dakota High School Activities Association.
Welcome to another afternoon of basketball in South Dakota. State A variety from Spearfish, South Dakota, the campus of Black Hill State University at the Donald E. Young Activity Center. John Siebert, Gary Ellevolt for day 2 of the South Dakota State A Girls Basketball Championships. And Gary, we have a very exciting day full of basketball for folks all around the state and around the world.
It was a fascinating day of basketball yesterday. We had 3 games that were decided fairly early, and then the last game of the day, luck would have it, went to overtime. The semifinal round should be very good. We've got a couple of good games of the afternoon session as well. As the consolation round, of course, we'll make up the first 2 games today. We've got Garretson and Pine Ridge, a couple of teams in here, John, with, I think, something to prove that they belong in the state tournament and can make some noise while they're here.
Well, and for Pine Ridge, it's just a matter of hoping the shots fall today. We saw Pine Ridge yesterday shoot 32% from the field and just layup after layup. I don't know if I've ever seen layups go be that far down the cylinder and then spin out. Just a tough day of shooting for Pine Ridge against Sioux Valley yesterday. And for Garretson, they ran into the juggernaut that is St. Thomas More.
There are some people around here, some very well-versed people in the game of basketball who think St. Thomas More will run the table in this tournament. There's no way in the world anyone can predict that with any certainty, but they may... In fact, I can't think of any mistakes that St. Thomas More made in their game. They were just so loaded. They had so many things go their way yesterday that it was just an incredible exhibition for the number 1 seed.
Well, it really was. And they have the size, the speed, the quickness, and what you like about St. Thomas More, Gary, is the fact that they don't have 1 or 2 players that are carrying the team.
Right.
You know, and usually get to the state tournament and you find defenses that are geared to stop your number 1 player, and then if your number 2 player has a bad game, you know, you usually get beat. St. Thomas More, they've got 5 kids on the floor all the time that can score, can rebound, can play defense. Very solid basketball team, but we have some other teams there in that semifinal round tonight that's going to give them a run for the money.
First semifinal game, of course, will be St. Thomas More taking on Sioux Valley. The second game of the evening will feature winner and Elk Point Jefferson. Winner an overtime decision over Mt Vernon-Plankinton on Thursday night. Mt Vernon-Plankinton coming up a little bit later this afternoon as they take on Webster in the second game of the consolation.
5'6" sophomore, number 12, Jaden Bly. At forward for the Lady Thorpes, a 5'9" junior, number 21, Lynette Bettyloon. For the Blue Dragons, a guard, 5'5", junior, number 20, Tisha Carnagle. At guard, a 5'7" senior, number 32 for the Lady Thorpes, Santana Whitedress. For the Blue Dragons, a forward at 5'6", a junior, number 24, Brianna Mutter. And for the Lady Thorpes, at guard, a 5'2" sophomore, number 33, Shailene Richard. And for the Blue Dragons, a forward, a 5'11" senior, number 50, Haley Edmondson. Head coach for the Lady Thorpes is Laura Bigcrow, assisted by Dale Pine and Tanya Tobacco. Head coach for the Blue Dragons, Dave Mutter, assisted by Kevin Steckler. Team sponsor for the Lady Thorpes, Perkins Restaurant and Bakery. Team sponsor is Regional Orthopedics for the Blue Dragons. Your officials for Game 1, Terry Duffy, Jim Haskamp, and Chuck Donnelly.
Well, we're set to go from Black Hills State University with day number 2 of the City Girls Basketball Tournaments on South Dakota Public Broadcasting. And the man to get the afternoon started with the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes and the Garretson Blue Dragons. Well, all we call him around here is Sir. It's Mr. Gary Ellenbolt. Take it away, buddy.
Appreciate it, John. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Let's get it going with the consolation round of the State Girls Class A Basketball Tournament. Bedouin set to jump center, and she'll jump center against Haley Edmondson for the Blue Dragons. Tip is in the air. It is controlled by the Thorpes. Hope you enjoy the game and a long day of basketball here from Spearfish, South Dakota. With the ball at the top of the circle, Charlene Richard. Head left side, more set there, holding it high and dry. Kick to the right side. Nice job saving the pass with Richard. Down low they come. Bedouin has it. Shot on the way, more set for 3. Skips around, won't go. Pinballed around, just about out of bounds. Saved temporarily by Bly. And then tied up between a Thorpe and a Blue Dragon. And the Blue Dragons will take the basketball in the alternate possession.
A couple of things to watch early, Gary, is how Garretson handles the press. If they can get to break the press, and if they can get the basketball to Edmondson down on the block.
Talked with their assistant coach, Kevin Steckler. He says he knows that Pine Ridge will press them and try to trap them, but at least, unlike yesterday, his girls can see over them. Down low they come. With it for just a second. That was Carnicle. Looking for the other Carnicle. Head to the right side for Bly. An amen corner. Stops at the circle. Heads left side. Edmondson wants to get inside. Can't get around Bedouin. Stops at the baseline left. Loses the basketball. Big scrum down below along the baseline. And a timeout called by Pine Ridge. That was about the only thing Laura Bigtro was going to do, save the basketball, because, well, on the alternate possession, however, Pine Ridge was going to get it, but she did call the timeout. And they'll talk things over in this first 49 seconds of basketball.
Well, on day 2, when you're playing in the afternoon bracket, it's a matter of how your teams come out. Are they ready to play, focused to play? It looks like both teams are for this first game here this afternoon.
While we have the lull here, how would you like to make $10?
I have. This is a bet.
And really, you get to this level, there are no givens. Anything can happen really in the game of basketball, but you have 8 teams that are somewhat equally matched. You've got, and especially teams who haven't seen each other play all year, you've got games that could go in 1,000 different directions.
Well, you really do, and what you hope for is that your team plays their best basketball here at the state tournament. Catch a few breaks along the way. And Pine Ridge is a very good basketball team. They just didn't catch some breaks yesterday. Right. Same, and same thing for the teams that lost yesterday. I mean, it was just a matter of a few breaks here or there. And when you get to the state tournament, you have to catch some breaks along the way to get here.
Yes.
And once you get here, everybody has to play their best game in order for you to win the state championship.
The Garretson Blue Dragons are winners of Region 3A, a region that had some teams that struggled, admittedly. They got the win over Madison to get here. Pine Ridge was a winner in their region, and they are representing Region 5A, or make that 7A, excuse me, as the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes and the Garretson Blue Dragons get set to do battle in this first consolation round game of the South Dakota High School Activities Association Class A State Girls Basketball Tournament. Another big day of basketball ahead. I'm as pumped as you, sir.
Well, we can't wait to get everything going, get it cranked up. Let's get it on. Let's get some basketball played here at Spearfish.
All right, inside the Donald Young Center, we will keep you updated on the Class AA and Class B tournaments going on as well. The B schools meeting in Huron, and just down the road from Huron in Brookings, the Class AA tournament. Let's get the story from today's game, starting lineups and more from our public address announcer, Scott Jensen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from the Donald E. Young Center on the campus of Black Hills State University in Spearfish. The South Dakota High School Activities Association welcomes you to this session of the State A Girls High School Basketball Tournament. Good sportsmanship on the part of coaches, players, and spectators is crucial to the future of athletics at all levels. Along with its corporate partners, Sanford Health, First Premier Bank Card, Farmers Union Insurance Agency, Billion Automotive, and the South Dakota Army National Guard, supports the need for proper behavior on the part of everyone in athletics. Be a sport and support good sportsmanship during these state basketball tournament games. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand to honor the flag of our country? Please join in singing our national anthem. It is played by the Lee Deadwood High School Band under the direction of Mick Dragoo. We would remind all in attendance that the proper respect is to remove your cap or hat, face the flag, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may salute the flag. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the visiting team on the scoreboard.
Make that dream a reality. This opportunity of a lifetime means absolutely nothing if you don't take advantage of it now. If you want to become the best, push yourself and you will find results, Lady Thorpes. Ladies and gentlemen, the South Dakota High School Activities Association, the City of Spearfish, Spearfish High School, and Black Hills State University proudly present to you the Region 7 champions, the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes.
And now let's meet the home team on the scoreboard.
Right now, you just can't survive on talent alone. It'll come down to your heart. It's about who can go out there and play the hardest, who can go out there and play the smartest. You need to go out there and take it to them, Blue Dragons. Ladies and gentlemen, the South Dakota High School Activities Association, the City of Spearfish, Spearfish High School, and Black Hills State University proudly present to you the Region 3 champions, the Garretson Blue Dragons.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll meet each team's cheerleaders. First, the cheerleaders for the Pine Ridge Lady Thorpes. Caitlin Martin. Angelique Lopez. Sierra Bagola. Caitlin DeSursa. Nolani Big Crow. Ferris Whitebull. Jordan Red Cloud. Tara Bettiloon. And Destiny Richards. Cheerleading coach is Tricia Tyan Brewer. And now the cheerleaders for the Garretson Blue Dragons. Jessica Benson. Brianna Bodelberg. And Jera Sands. The cheerleading coach for the Dragons, Shelley Long. And now let's introduce, in an alternating fashion, the starting lineups for both teams. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 12 for the Lady Thorpes, Cassandra Blackhorn. For the Blue Dragons, a guard, a 5'6" senior, number 4, Tila Carnicle. At guard for the Lady Thorpes, a 5'6" junior, number 15, JoBeth Morissette. At guard for the Blue Dragons, a